Yo, what's good, everybody? Nice series, Suns Clippers over in six. Suns delivered a blowout. They go to the finals for the first time in this generation, in two generations, three generations. It's been 28 years since the Phoenix Suns, all these good teams they done had over the years, all the Steve Nash, all the they were real competitive in the 2000s, man. And they first 4 years with Devin Booker were tragic. We never thought that we'd see the Phoenix Suns in this position. And the Clippers, they can call their season a success even after they lost their best player. They were still fighting and winning games and advancing in the playoffs, but they just ran out of gas. Paul George had 21 points, 6 of 15. He only shot 15 times in this elimination game with his life on the line. I ain't even gonna call the man Pandemic P like that. He just couldn't finish the deal. And I thought Paul George was going to be able to wield his team over the Suns because when Paul George was young, Paul George was like 22 when he was battling out with them Heat big threes like that. And of course, the Suns are nowhere near as good as that Miami Heat team. And Paul George is in his prime now. So I thought that he was like a better player and would be able to overcome this Phoenix Suns team. But I guess not. The Phoenix Suns, they've been a real inspirational team, man. And the way that they play, it just makes everybody eat. They got contributions from Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton. I thought DeAndre Ayton would be able to abuse the Clippers more than what he did, but he had 16 in his closeout game. Devin Booker, he had popped off in the first game, and then the mask was bothering him the last three games. And then this game, he kind of started looking back better. He only had 22, but Chris Paul had 41, though. You know what I'm saying? He closed them out like how he closed out the Nuggets with 37. Chris Paul was 16 of 24, 7 of 8 from three. This man was blowing by them big Clippers wings, Marcus Morris and Nicholas Batum getting to the basket, finding open spots on the defense. The Clippers were giving him a couple of open shots on bad rotations, and he was making them pay every time. He was making a lot of threes and getting to the basket, getting to the line. 8 assists with no turnovers in a game like this. This was a huge game, man. This is arguably, it's like Paul George had his best career game, game 5, and Chris Paul arguably had his best career game, game 6. But it just seemed like Paul George, man, he had gassed out. He wasn't attacking the basket. He was settling for the mid-rangers, and when I seen the mid-rangers was inefficient all night, and then they had to have 10 points from DeMarcus Cousins in the first quarter just to stick around with that turnaround buzzer beater 3 DeMarcus Cousins had at the end of the first quarter, I think. I'm like, nah, this ain't sustainable. Marcus Morris, he had started off 0-3, but he had got cooking. Marcus Morris, he an underrated scorer, dog, and he stepped up in this big moment trying to help his team get to the finals, dog. This man to take you in the mid-range, put a move on your ass right quick, and bank it in on your ass from the mid-range, looking like KD. He'll get Devin Booker in front of him and abuse Booker in the mid-range. And did y'all see Patrick Beverly, how he had crossed up CP3, man? He crossed up CP3 and got to the basket in the first quarter. Man, that shit had me thinking the Clippers had life to win this thing, man. But everybody was trying to put pressure on Chris Paul to win this series, and he lived up to it. And the Suns finna be in the finals, and it looking like they gonna be favored over the Hawks or the Bucks, because they both missing their best player right now. But I just wanted to touch on this, give Chris Paul his props. It's his first finals in his career, man. Monty Williams' first full season got his team in the finals, bro. The Phoenix Suns, I remember this team being a 19-win team. I mean, it wasn't the same exact roster, but I remember Devin Booker saying, I'm not missing the playoffs, and fucking winning 24 games, dog. People wanted Devin Booker out of here just like a year and a half ago, and they in the finals now.